This watch I made almost 8 years ago in 2017, and it was my first do-it-yourself watch. I made it from the part at that time from eBay, so I bought the case, also the hands and the dial, also the strap, and as we can see, after almost 8 years of wearing we have some scratches. The crown doesn't fit really well, and inside we have this well-known Seagull ST3600 or maybe some similar one. Also the crystal here is in some way foggy, but what I like about this watch, besides of original look, it has very good lume, which we can see here now, and I think it is worth to make a service of it, because after almost 8 years definitely there is old oil inside. So welcome on Ticking Watch. If you like this type of content, if you like watches, I think it is worth to join my channel, join Ticking Watch, so subscribe, and if you would like to be updated if I upload new content. A little bit about this watch. I didn't wear it every day, only occasionally, because I have also other watches. If you are watching my channel, you definitely know. The movement inside isn't very complicated. Actually, it has no complication, only basic gears and yeah, levers and so on, what you can find in a standard watch. Nothing amazing inside. It looks great from the outside, so exhibition case back is a must in this type of watches. It's a Seagull, bought not on AliExpress. At that time I bought only on eBay, and it has almost actually 2 days power reserve, and it has 21,600 beats per hour. And actually that's all about this watch. Was working pretty well these 7 years. I wore it, let's say, once a month, nothing more. The glass here is some kind of magnificent glass. Sorry for my English, I'm not native speaker, but I think and I hope you will understand everything very good. Okay, so let's dismantle it. I will make here the full process. Of course I'm aware, because I'm not professionalist, I will make here some mistakes, and if you know better, feel free to comment, and if you saw something that I thought not really like it should be done in watchmaking, just tell me that. Don't worry, use the comment section down below. Some things I'm aware, some things not, and all comments are actually very valuable for me. So yeah, now I'm removing the dial here. Not really complicated thing, and as you will see here, we can see over oiling. Yeah, that's the reason. I must check. Probably I've done some short about the accuracy of this watch, but I'm not sure now. Probably it was some different one. I need to check, and if you like watches, check my channel, and if you are new here, check my other videos. I have many over 100 videos about servicing of watches, also other things not connected with watches, but anyway, thanks for being here and thanks for joining in this video. Okay, now I'm removing the jewel of the balance jewel, and we can see some problematic thing. The balance spring didn't open really well, and I'm just trying to sneak inside to remove the jewel. The capstone I already removed, but yeah. The second part of the jewel don't want to come back. Such a method, yes. Oh yeah, okay. Now it's fall off. Here it is. Okay, I always starting from removing the balance because it's the most delicate part, and if you will damage it, in most cases by these Chinese watches bought on AliExpress or eBay, they cost so much that actually it is worth to buy a new one and new movement, not only the balance. And yeah, so it is with these watches. And the second point here that I think it's worth to mention is that these movements that you see here now cost about $30–40, nothing more, sometimes less. In most cases between 30 and 40, and to give this type of movement to a professional watchmaker for servicing, the service will cost you, I'm pretty sure, more than $35 or $40. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if you can leave a comment how much costs a watchmaker, professional watchmaker service in your country of a simple movement. In my country it costs about $30, I will say. That's the lowest price, but can be more, can be 50. It's in Poland, so the prices are here, in my opinion, yeah, very similar like in West Europe, and so it is. And it's only worth to make it on your own and have fun from that, nothing more. Because I just could buy a new movement, put it inside, remove only the dial hands, and yeah, and use the watch as long as he is ticking correctly, so as long as he is keeping correct time. And you can do this if you don't feel strong or comfortable enough in servicing a watch. Yeah, this assembly of a movement is in most cases very easy, and this type of movement, because it's not very complicated, is even easier. But if you will watch here carefully, the teeth of the wheels here are very small, so it's maybe not very complicated movement, but you have to be careful not to damage these parts. And yeah, it's always a risk here, and therefore you always have to be careful, and you need some practice. This movement is a little bit bigger. It's Seagull ST36 because it has 36mm diameter, the movement itself. That's the name. Always Soviet watches use similar specific names for their movements. For example, movements like Poliot 2414, let's say, it was having 24mm diameter, and so on. 21 was having 21mm diameter. I have also a lot of Soviet watches on my channel where I'm servicing them. Nowadays they become very seldom. A lot of copies in the internet, a lot of mods, and the watches in original condition cost in most cases quite a lot of money. And in the future, because I don't know, in Russia nowadays they don't invent new movements and they don't do any modernizations. They, I think, are focused now on different things, not in watchmaking. Pretty bad, because they were having pretty good watches. Yeah, so it is. in different way is doing this Switzerland, in different way is doing this China, also Germany. But Germany are in most cases high level watches, they cost a little bit more. Swiss watches have something for regular use, but also a lot of luxurious watches. In China they have actually all watches, but mostly for regular use, and they are not very expensive. I forgot to mention about Japan, Japanese watchmaking and Japanese watch industry. They're also doing very good watches, and yeah, actually we have now these 4 countries that are doing movements and doing quite reliable watches, like Switzerland, Germany, Japan and China. And that's it actually. And the movements from these 4 countries are used along the world in other brands. There are quite many of them. Probably you can mention some. Okay, so now I'm cleaning the parts. Not very difficult. Just using very clean petrol. Yeah, it's. I will just write you what exactly it is. And now I'm starting assembly, so putting the parts back together and starting with mainspring. So the oil, and now I will be lubricating the mainspring. What I would like to say now, everything what I learned about watches were some books that I have at home. They are now very seldom, very old and quite expensive. I watch a lot of YouTubers that are making also watch services. And probably if you are here you watched also quite a lot of other YouTube channels. And my own experience, yes, my own mistakes and so on. And so it is with the watchmaking nowadays. If there are schools outside, definitely they are, but not too many, yes. Nowadays the kings of timekeeping are actually, yeah, maybe mechanical watches are still there, but most people are using smartwatches. They are very comfortable and very handy, and they have a lot of functions, not only showing the time. They are not ticking, but yeah, you can see who is writing to you or who is calling to you because they are connected with your smartphone. And I also have a smartwatch, so this is something that we cannot avoid. But I think the old watchmaking school, the mechanical movements, they don't need anything. Yes, they have the spring inside, you can wind them and they show you the time. Very good accuracy, yes, very good accuracy. So I would say 20 seconds a day or 15 seconds a day, it's really enough to know what time it is now. Okay. So the mainspring is there. Now the some small lubrications and barrel arbor, I think so it is called, this part here. So I told you quite a lot about situation in the world about watches, that more and more smartwatches are popular. But I think, yeah, because of its beauty of the movement, because of the ticking of the sound, I hope they will stay, the mechanical watches. I'm doing here a little bit graphite grease, and I think it is not necessary. Don't do this, because yeah, the oil there was enough and it's a little bit too much, this grease. It will probably not influence the accuracy, but anyway, yeah, it's in an old. There is in a very old book about this graphite grease that when it dries, the graphite is anyway a good lubricate. Yeah, you put it very often. It's put it to gears or some gearboxes to the oil, as an addition. But nowadays we have so good oils that you don't need to use a graphite grease. Okay, the capstones from the balance. Of course there are two, but I will show you here only the one. It is done in the same way. Here we have it. And also here the minute wheel. It's lubrication a little bit here. Okay, I would say quite a lot of oil. I need to remove it before I put the wheel into the main plate, and also a little bit grease here for the mainspring. And here is for the mainspring barrel. And now I'm starting assembly. Not too many parts here, not too many wheels. Pretty standard movement, so quite easy if you would like to do such a service on your own. Feel free and do it, and if you are not successful, then buying a new movement will cost you about $40, so it will be not the end of the world. And it is in some way very, very fascinating. Of course you need some tools to that. I left some links, that's of course affiliate links that support, and if you make a purchase in, let's say, in 24 hours after clicking the link, I will get some small commissions. In most cases this is not too much, $1, $2, but if you are many out there, I get some money, I collect some money to buy new things. And these tools, if you would like to start with the basic tools, they are not really expensive. They cost, let's say, for $50 you will have everything what you need to start disassembly. And assembly is such a type of movement. You can of course buy different things, but they cost much more. For example, Timegrapher is about $200. So this is a piece that costs you a little bit more, but you don't need it actually. You can just wind your watch, check it in 24 hours if it is gaining or losing time, and then adjust and so on. And after 2-3 adjustments you will get the correct time, the correct accuracy. Okay, oiling wheels. Here is different oil, a little bit thicker. The wheels are moving pretty freely. Let's go to the other side, and here is the same problem. So the spring here, the jewel spring don't want to go up. Something is wrong here with this movement. Actually, it happens to me first time, but anyway, there is always a way to solve this. And let's now go further. some way fair here. The movement, the Seagull 36 ST36, it's not an invasion of Chinese watch industry. It is a copy of Unitas. So very often they are sold as a Unitas, but of course they are not. But the Unitas movements looks exactly the same. Maybe small differences, but the license was over, or maybe Chinese bought the license and they are making them in hundreds of thousands pieces, and therefore you can buy this movement in quite affordable price, reasonable price, and you can build your own watch. Like I've done this for 7 years. I built also different watches. I don't know how many, but there are quite many original timepieces. Most of them I sold because I don't need 50 watches. I need only few. Actually, you need only 2-3 good watches, but yeah, in most cases we have 10, let's say, if you like this. Okay, that was the keyless work. It is finished. Now I'm checking only if it is working, but I think it is pretty well. We cannot forget about lubricating the stones from the other side. Also this click spring, I didn't remove it before cleaning. Anyway, the watch wasn't very dirty. I just wanted to remove old oils, if there were any, I don't know, but it was working almost 8 years without any lubrication, and it was keeping very good time. So I think in some way the watches are lubricated, probably some industrial method, I'm not sure. On a production line, I can imagine that this type of movements are made as a fully automated production, or in a fully automated production. They are not assembled by people, rather not. There some dirt. This one, I didn't notice it before, but only later. Okay, and it's still there. It's still there. Okay, here I was having a little bit problems with this escape wheel, but now it sits good. When you are installing back the bridges of the wheels, you need to be careful there, because the pivot are pretty thin, and you can easily break them. This is important.
I wanna hear about everything you're
also not the best way of lubricating the pellet, but I hope it is okay. Professionals are doing this a little bit differently. They are doing this from this hose from the other side when the movement is already working, and they are checking probably under the microscope, a quite good magnification loop, if the escape wheel is good lubricated and good connecting. So on the edges where they are connecting, where the escape wheel is touching the pellet fork, or other pellet fork is touching the escape wheel, if there is lubrication. Maybe I try this too. I have also small microscope. I think it is possible to do this. It needs training. Okay. Now the balance, and now is the moment of truth. I think there will be no problems here because the movement is like new. Everything should work very good, but okay, it's even trying to start. Yep, and it is working. Later I will also check the accuracy on a Timegrapher. And as you can see, there is no spring here on the balance cock. It just fall off, and now I need to put it back. I was having here quite a lot of problems to put it back. Yes, no training. And as I've done it, I put it in this way and just turn it. And in this way I could install it back, this spring to the cock. I've done it off camera, sorry for that, but yeah, it took me quite a lot of time to figure it out. Okay, but for the future I will know how to do this. Okay, our wheel, and we can install the dial. And the movement is actually almost finished. I have also some other things to do, which I showed you on the beginning. So I need to clean the crystals of the case from inside because it was a little bit foggy. And also adjust the winding stem because it's a little bit too long. The crown should fit better to the case, to not maybe touch the case, but not be too so. There was, in my opinion, a little bit too big gap. So this I will also do. So now the hands, that's quite easy. In some of my videos I got a questions, I don't remember who was asking, but sorry for that. But I've got a question if you need some special tools to put the hands back, and I can tell you no, you don't need special tools. You just find something at your place, something what you can use just to push the hands, and that's it. And for example, yeah, here I'm using the tube from ballpoint pen, so it can be done also in this way. I think that our hand sits now quite well. Let's make some small adjustments again. And now the minute hand, so only 3 hands here, absolutely no problem to installing them. We only need to pay attention to adjust them so correctly that they show correct time. For example, like here, it's the hour hand was on 4 and the minute hand was on the top, so on 12 o'clock. And of course I'm checking this if the hands matching all hours and minutes. They are adjusted. Now cleaning the case from inside, I'm using this for cleaning optical lens. It's doing very good job. You can use something else, but I think from my experience, to clean the glass from inside in this way is also doing well. It's also great method. The exhibition case back, the same. And I think now we can put the movement back to the case, and our service is very close to the end. We have to make sure that the movement fits very tight inside the movement in most cases, or actually in almost every cases. Yeah, we have here a metal ring inside, which is tightened with 2 screws with small fits. You will see this in a moment. But before I put the winding stem into the movement through the case, so I can wind the watch and also check its other function, and that's how the fits. Here I was having small problems to tighten them, but of course you see only the final steps, let's say, where I'm successful, but yeah, I couldn't screw back these screws quite easily, or actually put to the holes the screws. But anyway, it is possible. You need some training, and okay, let's screw back the case back and let's see how sits the movement inside the case. And what I can see here, yeah, the movement is moving here. I don't know if you remember, on the beginning of the video there were some rubber spacers, and I will just do the same. I have here also a little bit pieces of rubber. I cut them from a tire, from bicycle tire, so I think this is quite good rubber, and this will help to tighten the movement inside the case. Now, I mentioned that before, I need to make shorter a little bit the winding stem, because the crown doesn't, there is too big gap between the crown and the case, and I'm doing this in a very simple method. Now cleaning, because probably there are small metal particles. So always pay attention to clean the parts very good, because after, when you, of course they have to be dry, so after, when you put everything back together for the next 6-5 years, nobody will touch them. So they have to be clean, and they have to work without any problems through 7 years or 10 years even. Yes, even if you make a service in the next 5 years, they have to work. And I repeated, of course you will not see this here, but I repeated the process 2 times before I got the right length of the stem. You see only here the final step. Okay, let's tighten this screw, and now, yeah, it looks like it should. The gap is much better. Okay, let's pull the case back. Again, sorry for my English, I'm pretty sure it's not the best, and it even didn't improve too much in the last 2-3 years, so there is quite a lot of space for improvement. But as you can see, the movement is done. It's having before adjusting, and here is after adjusting the time. It's keeping quite good time like before, and this is it. Yes, so it looks. Thanks for watching. Another watch is waiting for me. This is the Casio. I was having a video about it to replace the battery, and I need to replace the battery here again. So thanks for watching. Thank you for joining. Take care, and I hope to see you again in my next video. Take care. Bye bye.